trillion-dollar
Good
package of
morning,
highway,
everyone.
broadband, and other infrastructure improvements last week. It was passed by the Senate in August. This is USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines. 800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
Britney Spears is free from her conservatorship after a judge ruled in favor of termination Friday.
Success for the Free Britney movement as Britney Spears is free of that conservatorship that has guided her life for the past 13 years. Judges ruling yesterday that ended that court-ordered conservatorship that left her father in charge of her affairs. Britney Spears' lawyer telling reporters after the ruling came down that it was, of course, a very monumental day in the life of Britney Spears.
It's also a somber day for me, for Britney, and I think for a lot of us who have been following conservatorships and how they operate. This conservatorship was corrupted by James P. Spears.
In the New England Bureau of USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
A U.S. appeals court has rejected a challenge by President Joe Biden and his administration on Friday and reaffirmed its decision to put on hold Biden's order for companies with 100 workers or more to mandate COVID-19 vaccinations. The mandate is staggeringly overbroad, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans said in an opinion on Friday. The three-member panel of the court ordered OSHA to take no steps to implement or enforce the mandate until further court order. For USA Radio News, I'm Brad Bernards.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning. Welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 14th of November, 2021. We are in the middle of November now. We are 11 days away from Thanksgiving, 11 days away from Middleboro versus Carver, the annual Thanksgiving game. WVBF will also be airing a Thanksgiving game on Thanksgiving morning. Taunton and Milford will be squaring off in Milford. It's the first Thanksgiving Day matchup between Taunton and Milford. So that's exciting. That was an exciting thing to look forward to. And so is Middleboro and Carver. That's going to be a great matchup, as it always is. But we'll have a little bit more on that in a minute. Sports-wise, we're going to have our sports segment here a little early. What do we have planned for today? We're going to talk a little bit about the MBTA in our second segment. Don will be calling in. He is not in the studio today, but he'll be calling in right around 7:20, and we'll talk to him about the MBTA opening 2 new Green Line stations tomorrow. We're going to talk a lot about that, and we have some other interesting things to talk about today. But let's start off with the weather. So in Middleboro, 35 degrees currently. 35 degrees, high of 51 today. We are at the low of 35. so it will not get any colder than this for the rest of the day. Nice and sunny as well. Tomorrow, 50 degrees. Tuesday, 48. On Thursday, in Middleboro, we're expecting the temperature to be 66 degrees. So a beautiful November day on Thursday. Looking forward to that quite a bit. That's the weather coming up in Middleboro. The weather in Taunton, 35 degrees, 52 for the high today. And the same weather. No rain in the forecast for the next week so far. That's a good thing, because after last night, I'd be happy if we don't get any rain for a while after last night. We got some pretty bad rain last night. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that later on in the show. In Driscoll, North Dakota, 24 degrees, 38 for the high, and cloudy today. It's going to be in the low upper 30s. Not really a warm day there in Driscoll, North Dakota. Not really getting up in temperatures, really, until Tuesday, 52 for the high. And in Driscoll, Texas, 51 right now, 86 for the high. Some really nice weather today, tomorrow, and Tuesday in Driscoll, Texas. Mid to upper 80s. All right, that'll do it for the weather. 7:12. Let's do our sports segment. We have a lot to talk about in sports. In national sports, first off, the 6-7 Celtics lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Boston now drops to 6-7. And this is not, again, great. 13 games in. It's still quite early. About a month into the season. Still not time to hit the panic button. But these are games that we should be winning. Definitely. We should be winning against Cleveland. We should be winning against other teams that we have lost against this season. And not great start for the Celtics. Also not a great start for the Bruins, but they picked it up last night. Winning 5-2, moving to 7-5 on the season. So that is good for the Bruins. Now they move to 7-5. They drop New Jersey to 7-4-2. The New Jersey Devils. They now face off against the struggling Canadiens tonight. Hopefully that is a win for us. We have to get back on track, get some victories, get some points. Bruins have to get some wins in the win column because there are other teams that are kind of running away with the division right now. Several teams come to mind that are absolutely running away with the division right now, and we cannot let that happen. The Bruins have had they have a lot of high expectations from people because they are a very good team, and starting 7-5 is not great for this team. The Patriots take on the Browns. They have been very good. 3 straight wins, I believe, the Patriots. They now take on the Browns. The Browns are kind of crumbling. No more Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham was let go by the Browns, and he signed with the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams look very vicious now. They have a lot of great players. Von Miller and Odell Beckham, 2 great players, are now on the Rams, and that is scary for a lot of these teams. I think the Rams could possibly make the Super Bowl now with that team. As you know, Matthew Stafford is making a huge surge in his career now, and I think a change of scenery helped him. For sure, it helped him. Because now the Rams are only one loss, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll check in just a second. But they've been doing really well. Patriots take on the Browns today at 1. It's a must-win. It's a must-win for them. Because they have some games coming up after this week that are going to be kind of difficult. The Falcons, I know they're kind of struggling, but they have the team that could give the Patriots a little bit of some trouble. The Falcons. Matt Ryan is still their quarterback, and Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. He struggles a little bit, and the team isn't playoff material, really, but they're still a strong team, the Falcons. And then they face off against the Titans. Very tough team to face. So that's going to be a tough next couple of weeks for the Patriots. In the NFL today, the Saints and Titans. So that's a good one. Bills and Jets in a division matchup. It's looking more and more like the Bills have run out of gas when it comes to their season. They've lost some games, and the Jets have surged a little bit. And this could be a game where the Jets could upset the Bills, in my opinion. So that would be probably the biggest one to watch today. The Lions, the winless Lions, take on the Steelers. That should be a win for the Steelers, honestly. The Lions have not won a game. They have fought in a couple of great games, but I do expect the Steelers to win this one. But we'll see. The Jaguars and Colts, and Falcons, Cowboys, Cardinals, and Panthers. If you had asked me a week ago who was going to win this game, I would have said the Panthers. I would have said the Cardinals. But now Cam Newton is back in Carolina, and I think it's going to be a great game now. The Panthers may upset the Cardinals, and that's another one to watch as well. I think the Panthers can do it now with Cam Newton back as the quarterback for the Panthers. So that is the sports, the national sports. Oh, and one other thing. November 30th, the New England Revolution will start their playoff run. They'll take on either New York FC or Atlanta. They have a first-round matchup next week, and the winner of that will go on to face New England on the 30th. And in some local sports, there's going to be some interesting stuff. Old Rochester in Division 3 has made it to a Final Four appearance in volleyball. So that is great news there. And the playoffs for football and other sports are moving along, and we'll have updates on that as the weeks go on here. I think the Super Bowls are coming up in just a few weeks for football. So that is going to be interesting to see what will happen there. All right, 7:19. We are going to take a commercial break. When we return, we should have Don calling in, and he'll be talking with us about the MBTA. The MBTA is going to be opening up tomorrow 2 new Green Line stations. So we're going to talk a lot about that. And we'll have some other stuff as well. We'll have some news about the Fireside Grill. They catered the head of the Charles Regatta this year. We'll talk a little bit about that. And much more here on Middleboro in Review. Today is the 14th of November. You're listening to Middleboro in Review on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We'll be right back, everybody. 2 and 0 header. Perfect. All right. Good. All right. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, everyone who is listening. All right. Where is my thing here? Right, here we go. 152. 152. Enter. Perfect.
Is an association
6, 7. Enter.
all
Perfect.
branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit
Program schedule later.
cvma2-2.org.
All right. You're on. Okay. Talking birds.
Hi, this is Ray Brown, inviting you to tune in to Talking Birds, a show about wild birds, birding, and conservation, right here on WVBF, broadcasting from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green.
Collision repair and complete auto service. Box at 10 a.m. on November 25th on WBBF AM 1530 and 99.7 FM.
You there?
Yeah.
All right. I got you on hold. Give me just 2 seconds, okay?
Yeah.
No problem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. All right, let me get my headphones going here. All right, got about 10 seconds here. All right, and we are back here on Middleboro in Review, and we are joined by Dawn. Good morning, Dawn. Thirty, 35, yes, 35 degrees outside, and it's really a cool kind of day, but you know, it's fine. It's not raining like it was yesterday, so it's good. It's good. You sound good. You sound perfect, so that's good.
I'm gonna sit in one spot, so it sounds good. You know, sometimes cell phones are tricky when it comes to talking over the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. Okay, Dawn. You gave me this story yesterday. You brought this to my attention. Is the MBTA and the Green Line? They're opening 2 new stations. Tell us a little bit about that. You heard about that yesterday. I have a story on that too.
Well, they have 2 branches on the Green Line extension heading north. And this, I believe, is going to be running to Union Square, Somerville. I know one station is Union Square, and that might be the terminus, but I'm not sure the name of the other one. But it's the other line, it's the spur line. They would have two lines. The other one's going to run almost all the way to Medford, where Tufts University is. That was going to be 8 or 9 stations. I'm not 100% sure. But now that it's open, believe me, we're going to have a progress report that people will really like.
So the name of the stations are going to be Babcock Street Station and Emery Street Station. And those are the two new ones. They will have 225-foot platforms for new Type 10 supercars, accessible boarding at both stations, 2 accessible exits at both ends of the stations, and security, reliability, and communications and upgrades.
Somebody's been doing his homework. That's good, but I believe that line does still go into Union something, Union Street area or whatever. That's the area right off the Grand Highway there, part of Somerville. Union Square, Union Square. I think it does terminate near there.
And also, there's another piece of news as well. Chelsea Station is going to be a new, fully accessible Chelsea Station that will open tomorrow as well. The relocated station offers safer, more convenient T access, plus direct transfers to SL3 for quick trips between downtown Boston and Chelsea. That's some pretty big news as well.
SL3 is brilliant. It's an old right-of-way, and they leave out of South Station, and they go to the Ted Williams Tunnel, but then they head up through East Boston parts. And it is, they do drive on the street for some, but then they get to an area where they're on an old right-of-way, and they run that for about maybe 2-3 miles, and they terminate over there. But yeah, the old commuter station for Chelsea was really always in a bad spot. It's just, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to interconnect. Because it might be easier if you were in South Station, and I mean, it might not be easier, but sometimes it might be cheaper to take the SL3 line over to Chelsea Station and get your points north from there, because you might save yourself $3 or $4 with the commuter rail prices. So that's a way of people saving money too, and it's almost a direct route.
Yeah, that's really good news for Chelsea and the riders on the T. It's definitely going to do a lot of good things for that area, because absolutely, it's going to do a lot of great things. Definitely more convenient for sure. And also, Everett Street Station is new as well.
Right. I understand. And let's take the spotlight away from the Green Line, but also about maybe I think it was on Friday, I believe, not 100% sure, that the governor of New York took the first train ride into the new Grand Central East Side access. This project's been going on since like 2007. It connects Long Island Railroad with Grand Central, and it's about 14 stories underneath the original Grand Central, which that pretty much services Metro North trains, and they've been going out of it for years. So it's the MTA project. I believe the city of New York owns it, not federal, like Penn Station would be, but that's exciting news too, New York.
Yeah, and there's still some work to be done with the Green Line, but this is some good news. Some new stations being opened, and this is great. This is awesome news, and we'll keep an eye on this because there'll be some more stations opening up, of course, and the Green Line extension's yet to be done. I think it'll be done in a few months from now, so we'll keep an eye on it, and if we have any more information, we'll definitely mention it here on Middleboro in Review.
And one other thing too, as far as when you're looking at these commuter rail lines that are big, but not much ridership, in my opinion, I think the tracks are the same gauge. You keep the track system, but pull the diesels out of there and the trains and run light rail, like Cohasset, the Greenbush line, for instance. I think that would be a better light rail because they don't have the ridership that the Middleboro has and that the Plymouth lines have. So I think people are really looking, at light rail now as a savior because it's so much less to run those little light rail vehicles than the diesels, those coaches and carriages.
Yeah, I think to keep an eye on as well. As we said, the Green Line and its extension and everything is Amtrak, and they've just gotten a lot of money from the infrastructure bill, or they're going to be getting a lot of money from the infrastructure bill. I don't know if it's passed yet.
We need it. We need those North River tunnels in New York to be rebuilt. They're crumbling. Hurricane Sandy devastated those tunnels. All the salt water got in there when they flooded out in 2012, Hurricane Sandy, and the salt is eating away at everything. So those tunnels, if we ever lose one of those tunnels, our economy will be hit like nobody ever seen, just by losing one rail tunnel between New Jersey and New York, Northeast Corridor.
Yeah, and we've played a clip here on the show before of Governor Cuomo talking to President Trump about these tunnels.
Yes, it was a sales pitch, which I thought was done very well by Governor Cuomo. And that's what government's got to do. They got to pitch their project to the feds, and it's usually the President of the United States. They do it. They do it for. But I think they'll get it now. And they're talking about Secaucus, New Jersey. They're talking about a lot of things. So it's going to be really interesting reading. I'm sure they got a list of projects ready to go now that they got the money.
Yeah, and it's going to be exciting to see what will happen in the next couple of years.
Jobs. It's a lot of positive things that are going to come out of this, I believe. So let the building begin. I do have something to talk about my experience at the airport. I took a couple of commuter trains to the Airplane Airport. I'm in Florida visiting my sister family, and I have a few complaints, but I'm not going to get into it today. And I think I'm going to let you go. Let you get on the show, Joey. Thank you for having me on, and I will see you, everybody. I'll see you next week, and we'll be in the studio doing our thing.
All right, Don. Thank you. I'll talk to you next week. Yep. Bye-bye. All right. That was Don calling in from Florida. And he'll be back next week. And we're going to have a lot of great things to talk to him about next week. Let's talk a little bit about Fireside Grill. Fireside Grill had a big part of the head of the Charles Regatta this year. They catered it. They catered it this year, which is awesome. And I have a little article here I want to read from this. Middleboro restaurateur and Plymouth resident Michael Deering had a chance to put the Fireside Grill on the international map recently, as he was chosen to cater the head of the Charles Regatta. And on here, the head of the Charles Regatta, also known as HOCR, is a rowing head race held in late October each year on the Charles River, which separates Boston and Cambridge. It is the largest two-day regatta in the world. 11,000 athletes rowing in over 1,900 boats in 61 events. Deering, who along with his wife Erin owns the Middleboro-based Fireside Grill, is no stranger to the event during his career as a restaurateur. He catered the event from 2001 to 2011, prior to his purchase of Fireside Grill. The HOCR Executive Director, Frederick Schultz, not exactly sure how you say that name. Michael Deering and his team have been a trusted partner of the head of the Charles Regatta for many years. Mr. Deering is a legendary restaurateur who provides best-in-class catering. We are thrilled to welcome Mr. Deering and his new endeavor, the Fireside Grill, to the Regatta as our official caterer for 2021. So, if you were at the Charles Regatta, you may have seen Fireside Grill. Great restaurant in Middleboro, and it's exciting to have a local restaurant in Middleboro catering such a big event. It is awesome news, actually. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Something else that I talked about on Thursday, I was filling in for Lauren and Jack on Middleboro Matters, was the Middleboro Gazette ending its print publication. It will be ending its print publication next month to focus on digital only. The Middleboro Gazette and Middleboro Gazette Extra will cease publishing a print newspaper and will instead exclusively offer news online at www.southcoasttoday /the southcoasttoday.com/the Gazette on social media, via digital newsletters and other platforms. The final print edition of the Middleboro Gazette and Middleboro Gazette Extra will be on December 2nd and December 3rd, respectively. This business decision reaffirms the Middleboro Gazette and Middleboro Gazette Extra's commitment to the sustainable future of local news. The Middleboro Gazette and the Middleboro Gazette Extra and their parent company, Gannett, understand many readers value and depend on the news and information they find weekly in their print products. The company's focus on digital news presentation helps ensure continued delivery of valuable community journalism and effective platforms for advertisers. So that is some big news for Middleboro. The Middleboro Gazette going to digital only via South Coast Today. And South Coast Today, good website. I've gotten quite a few pieces of information and articles from that website. Definitely a good way to get information online. Definitely a good way to get information, period. Anywhere online. There is a wealth of information. The online universe is a wealth of information, and this is a big step for Middleboro Gazette. I know some people will be sad to see the print publications go. I am too, but I also see the positives in it, that more information will be available online, and you get more interesting and more information like that online as well, and a lot more information, a lot more different things than what would be in a newspaper. So interesting story there. I talked a little bit about this on Thursday as well, but I wanted to mention it here on Middleboro in Review. All right, it is 7:41. When we return, we're going to talk a little bit about the Middleboro Town Hall Memorial, the Veterans Memorial. There is a tree that is there that we're going to talk a little bit about. The recent storm, there was a tree there, and it fell. But it's back up now. We're going to talk a little bit about that story. We have some events in Halifax to talk about as well, the blood drives, and there's also 2 new events in Halifax to talk about as well. So, we'll do that when we come back. It is 7:42 a.m. here on Middleboro in Review. You're listening to Middleboro in Review, 1530 a.m., 99.7 FM, WVBF. And if you want to reach us, the Middleboro in Review, if you want to reach us, we have a YouTube channel, Middleboro in Review, where we post our shows. And we also have Facebook, or I also have a Facebook, and that is Middleboro in Review as well. If you search up Middleboro in Review on Facebook, you will find the website. And also, middleboroinreview@gmail.com is my Gmail. middleboroinreview@gmail.com. You can email me with any stories or comments or questions that you may have for me or Dawn, and we can discuss them on a future show. If you have a story that you want to talk about, send us that story on middleboroinreview@gmail.com. All right, we'll be right back here on Middleboro Review, WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We'll be right back. All right. Good. Again, good morning to everyone tuning in. All right. I missed this one.
Bridgewater Martial Arts, located at 995 Bedford Street, is dedicated to preserving traditional martial arts. At Bridgewater Martial Arts, you will learn about Chinese Kempo style of martial arts. They are celebrating their 30th year. To learn more about Bridgewater Martial Arts,
Good morning, everybody.
at 508-697-4947 or visit their website, bridgewatermartialarts.com. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective at preventing infection,
63.
hospitalization, and death. Most people who get COVID-19 are unvaccinated. However, since vaccines are not 100% effective at preventing infection, some people who are fully vaccinated will still get COVID-19. An infection of a fully vaccinated person is referred to as a breakthrough infection. People who get vaccine breakthrough infections can be contagious but are less likely than unvaccinated people to be hospitalized or to die. To reduce the risk of becoming infected with the virus that causes COVID-19, including the Delta variant, and potentially spreading it to others, the CDC recommends that fully vaccinated people wear a mask indoors in public. If they are in an area of substantial or high transmission, you might choose to mask regardless of the level of community transmission. And if you need more information, please visit cdc.gov.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svbmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Hey everybody, this is Tony Lopes. Just to let you know that Coffee with Tony can now be heard Tuesdays 9 to 12 and Wednesdays 9 to 11. Best talk in southeastern Massachusetts, right here on AM 1530 WVBF and 99.7 FM. Great guests, great conversation. Just call 508-822-1106. Coffee with Tony, Tuesdays 9 to 12, Wednesdays 9 to 11 on AM 1530 WVBF and 99.7 FM.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a nonprofit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
Clay's Market and Business since 1986 is the home to amazing subs, friendly service, and local convenience. They only use the best ingredients for all of their food. In addition to the great subs, they have salads, soups, and wraps. Open every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. They are located at 470 North Main Street in Raynham. Visit them today.
Alright, we're back here on Middleboro in Review. It is 7:49 here on Middleboro in Review. The Memorial Blue Spruce Tree at Middleboro Town Hall reset after being uprooted for a second time in recent memory. The nor'easter late last month toppled the Memorial Blue Spruce Tree at the Middleboro Veterans Memorial Park in Middleboro Town Hall for a second time in recent memory. And once again, local experts came to the scene to upright, reset, and save the tree. The tree is a memorial that honors World War I Congressional Medal of Honor recipient Army Lieutenant Patrick J. Reagan. It was donated to the Veterans Memorial Park by the family of Bob Lazard. This very same tree came crashing down during a microburst in late 2018, late April 2018. It was righted and replanted by Mockingbird Hill Tree and Lawn Service of Lakeville in May of that year. Tom Simmons, owner and arborist of Mockingbird Hill, in 2018 anchored the tree to the ground with guide wires, and upon inspection earlier this year determined it would need to remain anchored for a few more years before the tree could be on its own. But in the recent storm, which lasted 2 days, October 26th and 27th, it was so intense, the wind snapped 2 of the 3 guide wires and brought the tree down again. Mr. Simmons was hopeful the tree could be righted again with stronger guide wires attached and recover. Last Thursday, a crew from Mockingbird Hill used a crane to right the tree and reset the guide cables. Now, time will tell if the tree is able to stand on its own. So that is a little story about the Memorial Blue Spruce Tree. Just wanted to talk a little bit about that. The community coming together and helping fix the tree. I think that's awesome. We talk about this quite a bit. Community coming together to do good things, and this is another example of that. Community is important, and people helping community is also important as well. And That's just another example of that. We've got about 9 or 8 minutes left here in the show. If you want to call in, 508-822-1106 is the number. Talk about any of the topics we talked about today. We have 2 more things I want to mention before we do Today in History. 2 events, actually 3 events in Halifax. The first one, the blood drives. Friday, November 19th is the next one. It will be a Red Cross blood drive at the Great Hall of the Halifax Town Hall, 499 Plymouth Street in Halifax. And again, November 19th, Friday, this Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Go to www.redcrossblood.org, type 02338 for the zip code, and then make a convenient appointment for a convenient time. So you want to give blood this Friday in Halifax Town Hall. On December 1st in Halifax, the Halifax Cultural Council is happy to announce that Tommy Rowe will perform his musical journey through the years show on Wednesday, December the 1st, with lunch at noon and entertainment starting at 1 at the Parish Hall of the Holy Apostle Parish / Our Lady of the Lake. Please reserve your ticket. There will be a cost for food by calling the Halifax Council on Aging 781-293-7313. So that's coming up December 1st, a great afternoon of musical entertainment. And also Saturday, December 4th, the Halifax Firefighters Association and Girl Scouts will team up with Santa and Mrs. Claus for its 23rd year to collect new unwrapped toys and non-perishable food. Gift certificates are encouraged. All items are collected and distributed through the 2 local churches and kept in town, helping families in need. The drop-off center is at the Town Barn, 60 Hemlock Lane, behind Town Hall. On the day of the event, please do not bring items to the Halifax Fire Station. We will also be parading through the neighborhoods on this day, collecting toys, food along the way. Items may be left curbside. If you are unavailable on Saturday or have any questions, please call 781-588-4886. Please do not bring items to the Halifax Fire Station. If your street is not listed, look for the street closest to yours for time, and the truck will be in the area. Due to some of the roads, we are unable to make it down all the streets in town. The town website will have the schedule. Okay, so those are the 3 events going on. 3 big events going on now in Halifax coming up in the next few weeks. If you live in Halifax and want to take part in these events, there's a concert December 1st, the blood drives, and the event on December the 4th. Okay, it is 7:56. We're going to do Today in History. We have 4 minutes left in the show. We have 1 Today in History today. 1922, the British Broadcasting Company begins radio service in the United Kingdom. The BBC, big broadcasting company in the UK, probably the biggest one, the biggest one in the UK, and one of the most important ones in the world as well. The BBC began radio service on this day 99 years ago. They have a lot of great stations and a lot of great things you can watch on the BBC. They also have a BBC America station as well, where they have a lot of great programming. as well. A lot of great news type programs as well that they have. The BBC is a great station and a great TV channel as well. Birthdays. We have two. The first one we have is James Young, American singer, songwriter, and guitarist, also known as JY. He is the lead guitar player of the band Styx. He is the only continuous original member of the band. He began playing keyboard and piano at the age of 5. He attended school in Chicago, learned to play clarinet and guitar during those years. He was nicknamed by Styx members and longtime fans as JY, often referred to as the godfather of Styx. It's been a part of a lot of great Styx albums. Men of Miracles, Equinox, Crystal Ball, Grand Illusion, Pieces of 8, Cornerstone. Kilroy Was Here, which was a massive album for them in the mid-80s, 1983. It came out. And he also is back in the band now. He's doing a lot of great things with the band. Most recent albums, The Mission and Crash of the Crown. Fantastic albums. So happy birthday to James Young. Born on this day in 1949. Born on this day in 1991, Taylor Hall, Canadian ice hockey player for the Bruins. And he was selected in the draft in 2010 by the Edmonton Oilers. He has played for the Oilers, the Devils, the Coyotes, and the Sabres. He has had a highly successful junior career, helping the Ontario Hockey League Windsor Spitfires to 2 Memorial Cups, 2009 and 2010. A lot of just huge things that he's done. He's been to the All-Star game 5 times. And he won the Hart Memorial Trophy as well as MVP of the NHL. He also became the first Devils player in franchise history to win that award. So that is huge. He was on the Devils at that time that he won the award. So happy birthday, Tyler Hall. And you can see him on TV playing for the Bruins now, which is awesome. He is a great player. And deaths on this day, 21 years ago today, November 14th, 2000, we lost Robert Trout, the legendary American journalist. He's was huge, a huge name and a huge voice, bringing information to the public, to the United States, to the world for CBS News during World War II. He was on duty during D-Day. His voice could be heard on CBS radio during D-Day. And that is, his voice was just amazing. He is often regarded as the Iron Man of radio for his ability to ad-lib while on the air, as well as his stamina, composure, and other things as well. Just a huge voice in radio, and a sad day, November 14th, 2000, when we heard of his passing. Okay, that will do it for today's program. I hope everyone enjoyed today's program, and we'll be back next week. Dawn will be with us next week, so tune in. November 21st, 2021 edition of Middleboro in Review next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church
Perfect.
We are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton,
Okay, good.
W259 DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Good morning, Mike.
USA
Good morning, everyone else who's been tuning in to today's show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to today's show.
In 2 to 3 months, the
Um,
House passed the bill Friday after months.
Next week, November 21st, we have a lot of great topics. We'll talk about Thanksgiving, the Middleboro and Carver game. We'll give a little preview of that. And we'll do some other things as well. Don will be back with us next week. We'll talk about his vacation. He's in Florida. So talk a little bit about that next week as well with him. And some other things as well. And yeah, we will talk next week, November 21st, 2021. And have a great week, everybody. See you next Sunday.